Okay, so I'm going to be going over OCC English here. So as you can see, we have 10 full exams, which includes all the different sections: listening part A, A1, A2, part B, C1, C2, reading part A, reading part B, C1, reading part C, C1, reading part C, C2, and the writing and the speaking. So there's 10 full exams that we have. And if you want, you can customize an exam and just do different parts. Say if you only want to do listening part A1, B, C2, A, whatever, you can create your own exam. And then you can go between pre-made and custom. If you do custom, you can choose which categories you want to filter, whatever you want. You can hide completed exams, hide just exams that are incomplete, so just the ones that you've completed. And you could also determine which accent you want to practice listening to. This is for the listening section only, obviously. So you can do American, Australian, British, or Irish, or random. Default's at random, so it'll just pick a random accent that you'll be listening to. So you can sort by different things here. You can select random exam. You can show your incomplete exams that you've started and then you've exited out to come back later. And let's go to account settings before we go into the actual exam itself. So you can change different settings here as far as your themes, change your password. If you want to show the pause button, defaults is off, but I'm going to leave this on. Normally during your exam, you won't be able to pause it. And then you have your professions. You can select, normally this will be selected for you when you check out. And then your time zone, if you want to let the browser detect it, which is what the default is, or you can overwrite it. Do that here. You have a signature that you can use. There's some FAQs, or you can print your receipt. So let's go back and let's start an exam here. So let's do exam 1. We're going to do all of the sections. So we're going to go ahead and start.
This test has 3 parts.
Okay.
In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you hear a health...
Okay, so I'm going to pause it here. So that was the one before here. That was the introduction. So normally this pause button won't be here on the real exam, but for here it makes it easy to pause and play. So you'll be hearing the different extracts of people talking, and then you listen to it. So let's do that real quick.
Care professional talking to a patient. For the questions, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
All right, so this will go for 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds, they'll start talking. I guess we can go ahead and just let it go for 30 seconds, and we can talk about other things, and then we can listen to a little bit, so you get a feel for what it really is, what's it about, and then we can go from there.
Good morning, Mrs. Harper. How are you feeling today?
Good morning, Doctor. Well, to be honest, I've been feeling a bit off lately. I'm just so tired all the time, no matter how much sleep I get. I've tried going to bed earlier and even cutting out caffeine, but nothing seems to help.
All right, so let's stop there. So you would type in caffeine, and then you'd kind of go through the whole thing. That's how the listening part A works. So assume that we listen to the whole thing. We go on to the next section.
Good morning. I understand you've been experiencing...
So this is extract 2. This is the questions 13 and 24. Same thing. You do this, and let's move forward.
Part B.
This is part B. So you listen to more extracts, and then instead of you filling in the blank, they're multiple choice. So we'll just go ahead and select these. Obviously, you would listen to it. We don't want to sit here for...
You hear a presentation by a dietitian.
Sit here for forever to do it. So part C's more of the same. So we're gonna just randomly select things here. All right.
You hear a presentation by Dr.
And this is part C2, which is more of the same. You're hearing presentations. All right, so that's the end of the listening section. Now we go into the reading section. Okay, so reading section here you have your PDF viewer over here, which you can pop out, you can pop in, you can zoom, all of the whole thing, and you have different texts A through D, and then you have to answer the questions here. And for example, 43, in which text can you find information about different classes of blood pressure? So you look at each one, and then if you have different classifications, so then you say, okay, it's either BC. I'm just going to select them at random here. And then you move on. And then this one also has some fill in the blank. I'm just going to leave them all blank, which is do not recommend on the real test. Okay, so part B, these have small, there's no PDFs on part Bs. You just have you have these quick, short paragraphs you have to read, and then you answer a question, and then another paragraph you have to read, and then you answer the question, etc. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to move on. Part C, it's this long form, so you have text with a lot of text in it, and then you have to answer the questions. So we go ahead and just randomly pick those. All right. All right, so let's go on to the next. This is more of the same. So this is another long text. So we're going to go ahead and just randomly select things. All right. All right. So now we're doing writing. Okay, so this is the intro. And we're going to go ahead and so you look at the case notes. So in this the patient's name is Margaret Wilson, and you're a nurse. Because my profession was a nurse, if it were something else, then it would be different. So this is profession dependent. We could do a medicine one if we needed to, but let's just go with it for now. So let's see the task. The task is that you're supposed to write a letter to the Maple Leaf Nursing Home. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So, so you have about 40 minutes to write the letter. I'm not going to write a long letter here. So you just do Wilson. This is all right. So I'm supposed to write to Emily Johnson. So like this letter is in regards to Miss Margaret Wilson. It is important that she be cared So obviously this is not going to get a good grade, but this is just the example. So you put it in and you finish the section, okay? And now we go on to speaking. So this is the introduction. All right, and then you have an audio test. So I might have to record this. So I think this will be okay. We'll go ahead and try this. We're gonna allow this. All right, so how are you today?
Not great, still swamped at work, can't even eat on time. My blood sugar's all over the place, but I just don't know how to fix it.
or I'm going to pause this for a second. So you can talk to this is obviously AI, so you can talk to the AI and practice your English and listening. This is, the task was she just got diagnosed with diabetes and you're supposed to explain to her. What about going and exercising during your lunch periods, like going on a walk, doing stretches, anything like that that could help your diabetes, kind of lower your weight?
I don't even have time to sit down for lunch, let alone walk. My shifts are brutal, back to...
All right, so that's you get kind of the idea here. So that's pretty much how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this section, and then it will grade everything. Okay, so it'll grade. I didn't do well because I was randomly selecting things. So the one I put in, caffeine, I got correct, and everything else I left blank. Listening part A. You
hear a health.
You can go back and
Steady change.
and you can go and listen. If you need to do that to answer the questions. So it has part A. Each section is graded. So that one's I got 0%, 0%. This one I got 8.33, which is 1 out of 12. And listening part C got 50% because I was randomly guessing, which makes sense. And then 16.67 on this one. And reading I got 10%. And reading part B I got 33%. It kind of goes through each section. C2, and then these are still grading. They should appear soon. So one of them just got graded. That was the speaking, and so it obviously didn't do that great on speaking because I was just testing it out, and I didn't really know what I was saying to the lady, which she points out here, saying I was saying a lot and not really giving her much to go with. So I didn't do well on that, and then the grading will grade when it's back. So that's pretty much the app that can help you study for the Occupational English Test. So we ask that you check it out at occenglish.com. Thanks.